Now let's go over some of the guidelines for formulating your dream incubation questions. So basically like the do's and don'ts. So we'll start off with the don'ts first. So you don't want to be asking closed questions, like the yes or no type, or questions that, would generate some kind of fact-based type of answer. You also want to avoid leading questions like, I don't know, like, why has my boss been being so mean to me lately or something like that. Then you also want to avoid either or questions like, should I take this new job opportunity or not? What you do want to do is you want to ask more open-ended types of questions, right? Because then you give your dream mind a lot more room to work with and potentially bring up answers that, you might never have thought of yet, such as, like, what would my life look like if I took this new job opportunity, versus the either or question that we just went over. You want to try to ask only one question at a time. And now this is something that I've been dealing with here too, because when I'm thinking in bed, like, oh, what should my dream incubation question should be? I come up with a whole bunch of fucking questions, right? And then the next day as I'm going through my dream, trying to, fish through it for answers, I have a hard time telling which part of the dream is potentially answering, which one of my various questions. If you have a very big type of question, you can split it up into smaller ones, such as starting off with the diagnostic type of question, and then going to a prescriptive type of question, and then finally closing it out with a request. Word your question precisely. We'll get a bit more into the details about really wording your question the correct way. He has a lot of information in the book about that, so we'll definitely be getting to that here. Also very important, again, I'll just say it, even though I said it a bunch in a lot of the earlier videos, is you want to write this question down, right? Because the next day when you wake up in the morning, you're going to realize you might remember the general gist of the question, but you won't remember exactly how you worded it. So then again, it will be harder to fish through the dream for potential answers. He has another recommendation in here where he says you want to decide how you want to address the dream, such as you want to ask the dream at large, like shouting it out to the clouds, or do you plan on asking like a specific dream character? Or he says you could just not specify. And really for me, I've just been not specifying, and it's been, working pretty good for me there too. I also think, then again, you're giving your dream more wiggle room to, serve up you some type of answer, which is why I like just not specifying. And then his last recommendation here for a do is to verify your question. So imagine possible dream responses. If you can't imagine a possible dream response, or if you find that the dream response would be too complex, then you might need to adjust your question. So that's the last one.